Hey guys, TRX Traveler Adam here. In this video we're just going to look at a few variations of squats. A squat's obviously a very simple movement, however so many people don't engage their muscle correctly or get the most out of it by engaging their muscle correctly when doing squats. So we're going to look at some variations on the normal stance, the wide stance and pause squats within those. We're also going to look at the overhead squat as well. Let's get to it. Okay, so squat variations. First of all, let's just have a little look at the best way to squat so you can really get a hell of a lot more out of a squat with a TRX. Bit of a mouthful there. So most people when they squat, they will just drop down with gravity. They might use the quads a little bit to resist that, but most people will just drop down and then they'll push up and they'll just think about pushing up through the heels. That's not what I want you to focus on here. Depending on what you want to focus on is how you should execute this move. So, in my opinion, every single squat you do, whether it's a wide stance, a normal stance, or overhead, when you go down, don't use gravity. Contract your glutes and your hamstrings to pull you down. Think of it like a clamp. So I'm as if there's a big ball here that I'm squeezing between my heels and my bum. And you do that by engaging your hamstrings and your glutes and pulling yourself down. I want you to think like pull yourself down. So right now, I'm engaging my hamstrings here and I'm pulling myself down to the floor. You can only do it slowly. If you drop, that's gravity, yeah? If I think and I squeeze my muscles and I pull myself down, I'm pulling myself down to the floor. What it feels like I'm trying to push both my heels in like this together. That helps engage the hamstrings and the glutes. So it means you're engaging them on the eccentric movement all the way down. And it's incredible tension, and it means you're going to get development on the way down on your hamstrings and glutes. And then as you push back up, depending on what you want to engage, so if you want to just engage your quads, as you come back up, you should only be thinking quads. So squeeze my quads now, and I come up, and I'm really squeezing them at the top there as hard as I can. And back down, I switch it, and now I'm just squeezing my hamstrings, and I'm squeezing my glutes, and I'm pulling myself down. And now maybe I want to use my glutes. So I engage my glutes now, and now I'm pushing up. And I'm squeezing my glutes, and then my quads aren't engaged that much, and I'm actually like pushing my hip forward. I'm out of breath just from that. Really think about how you can engage muscles through the entire variation of movement. Don't just think about moving. It's engage the muscle you want to work, then that causes the movement. So, with that in mind, a couple of different styles of squats you can do. First one is the overhead squat. And this just adds a little bit of, it kind of makes it a little bit more unstable, and it also strengthens the shoulder girdle because you're pushing back. It strengthens your back. You're pushing back like this, which we all know. If you do exercises like this, it's really good for posture and for your shoulder girdle, your rotator cuffs. So an overhead squat looks like this, hands in, pushing back, and you can do a few different variations. You can do normal stance. So normal stance like this, and I'm squeezing my glutes, and I'm pulling myself down. And I want to engage my quads, so I pause, I engage my quads, and I push myself back up. And it's not fast. 2 seconds, 3 seconds down, engage and pulling myself down, pause, squeeze my quads, back up. And as I'm doing this, I'm pushing my hands back. If you want to get more emphasis on the glutes, go for a wider stance. So a wide stance squat. And I'm pulling myself in, and I'm squeezing my glutes. Oh, and I'm pushing up. Oh, and I'm pulling myself down. Again, doesn't matter what position my legs are in. I'm using my hamstrings and glutes, and I'm pulling myself to the floor. And I'm squeezing my glutes to push back up. Squeezing the glutes. Ah. And that's it. And you can obviously, I always recommend to pause when you get to the bottom, always, and go right down with the TRX. You haven't got a weight in your back. Go right down, so you're really taking the muscles through the full length of movement, the full range of motion, shortening and contracting. Now, the other two are really simple. A normal squat. Normal squats are great with TRX because you can just use a bit of balance. So I like to just lean back a little bit as I squat so I can really get deep into it. So normal stance, again, and I'm contracting my hamstrings and my bum, and I'm pushing myself down, really sitting into it, and then I'm contracting my quads because I want to work them to push back up. Pull down, bum right out, then contract my quads to push back up. And again, you can do a wide stance, which you can engage the glutes even more, and you'll feel a squeeze. You can get a better squeeze on a wide stance with your glutes. However, if you wanted to work quads, I'd recommend more of a close stance, because then you can really engage and get a good squeeze in the close stance, because you can kind of like turn your feet out as well. So, wide stance, same principle. I'm pulling, so here I'm trying to pull my heels in like this, and that's making me engage my glutes, and I'm really working them. And now I'm squeezing my bum, squeeze my bum, squeeze my glutes to pump back up, and push my hips forward, and really squeezing at the top there. So that's the different variations you can do. Again, the key thing, guys, is just remember, engage the muscle you're working. So don't just use gravity and drop and just jump up. That's just moving. We don't want to move. We want to engage the muscle to work. And even just off doing them, I can already feel my entire leg muscles working, from the quads to the hams to the glutes. You will get so much good glute and ham development from pulling yourself down in squats. So much good. And then you can really switch the focus. So I always like to think, as I come up, I'll squeeze my quads, and I'll go, right, switch. And I'll just flick back a little bit, and I'll just help that little thrust, pulling my hips back, makes me really like pull myself down. There's a little thrust back, and I really sort of go into pulling myself down and I'm really squeezing the glutes as hard as possible there, pausing, and then I switch it again. And I think, right, quads, and then I switch, and I'm really squeezing my quads as hard as possible. Come back up. Again, always squeeze them as hard as you can at the top. You can get so much squeeze from the quads at the top on a squat. Like, I love to stay there for like 2 or 3 seconds and just squeeze the hell out of them, and then switch it back and down. That was quite a rabbit on. I apologise how fast I talked there, but hopefully you found that helpful. Again, different squat variations can target so many different ways, but the real target is in your head and how you connect with the muscle to work. Give them a go, try them, just experiment. That's what I love with the TRX. It's like creative fitness and experiment a lot. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're watching this because of you've downloaded one of my TRX programs, I hope you find it helpful and you're achieving your fitness goals, fitness freedom. Thanks for watching.